Good afternoon, everyone. This is another episode of the Hillbilly Think Tank, and I am Spencer Keck. So, coming at you from Kentucky. Today, a list came out revealing the donors that are responsible for paying for the cost of demolishing the east wing of the White House and building a gilded ballroom for billionaires to prance and dance in. Amazon, Meta, and Google are some of the donors. So this means Bezos, Zuckerberg, and Sundar Pichai can now cavort in the White House with the rest of the nation's oligarchs once their $250 million monstrosity is complete. Meanwhile, in regular America, we hear that the White House has announced that it will quadruple the U.S. importation of Argentinian beef. And that is going to give that middle finger to the U.S. cattle ranchers and the U.S. beef industry. Wow. Bezos bought the Whole Foods grocery chain years ago. So now he has a vested interest in this glut of Argentinian beef coming into his stores. And of course, we know you can buy from Whole Foods right there on Amazon and have it delivered to your house. Cut out all the mom and pop stores, right? Because that's just America. Well, this beef boondoggle baffles me as oligarchs seem willing to crush our farmers, ranchers, union labor, education, and healthcare. Yet no one is releasing those Epstein files. How could that be? Which we know is full of the oligarchs. Now, it's been nearly 100 years since the robber barons bankrupted the USA, leading Teddy Roosevelt to leave the GOP as he bucked his own ruling elite class and put regulations on corporations. It would take that full bankrupting of the US to get another Roosevelt president to put a Band-Aid on the US system that kept the robber baron oligarchs in check for nearly a century until Citizens United came along and the Supreme Court said that corporations are people. Wow. I've never had a beer or a cup of coffee with a corporation. But the Supreme Court says they're people, right? So they get to spend all they want in order to never have to pay for taxes. That's up now to the middle class, which is shrinking drastically. So, what do we need to do? How are we going to get the Epstein files released? Because we know they're full of the worst of these elite heads of corporations, governments, and posturing fools posing as intelligent beings. Right? But the oligarchs, they're just gone unchecked. They trample us daily. There's no better example of them trampling on you and me than allowing these pedophiles to go unpunished and keep on prancing and dancing in the gilded ballroom building built where we used to have an east wing in the people's house. Now, when will we say that enough is enough? Hardin County federal workers want to get back to work. Hardin County restaurants, food trucks, convenience marts, boutiques, and coffee shops need to see federal workers come spend their money in Hardin County. These businesses are drying up. There's thousands of federal workers at Fort Knox and other federal agencies in this county that can't come out and spend their dollars like they used to, like they want to. They want to buy the coffee at the coffee shop, but they can't when they're not getting paid. So the shutdown, it affects all of us. None of us live in a vacuum in Kentucky or in the good old US of A. So y'all, let's do what we know we need to do. Okay? Let's take care of our neighbors, love our neighbors as ourselves. Remember, we are our brother's keepers and our sister's keepers. We're in this together. United, we're stand. But divided, we'll fall. Y'all have a great day, great evening. Check out.